I'm the Alan. Welcome to Rhythm in Africa. So today we're learning about the djembe. Let's roll the intro. So when most people think about an African instrument, this is what they usually think about. I don't know why, because we have a lot of melodic instruments. I'll find out why and let you know. So it's difficult to put strict rules on how you should play this instrument. So whatever sound you feel like is fine with you, that's the right sound. So you can do whatever you want with this instrument, within reason, of course. And it's not like African instruments don't have rules, like we were like liberated. No, like the marimba, for example, you can't hit the sides. You have to hit the middle of the plank, because if you don't do that, this is what happens. So yeah, some instruments have strict rules you should follow. This one does not have, because of two reasons. The first one is the musicians themselves are the ones who historically used to build their own djembes. So at the end of the day, no djembe is the same. And they're also not mass produced, so it's kind of still the same today. So you can't have rules like you shouldn't hit here, because what if on another djembe that spot sounds nice? The other reason is the instrument was designed to mimic nature sounds initially. Like they'll be listening to nature sounds and try to make it sound like a nature sound. The other reason is there are countless possibilities of different sounds you can do with this thing. For example, I can just hit like that, or I can put a hand on top and hit like that. Or I can do with 4 fingers, 2 fingers, 1 finger, on the side, in the middle. Can you hear? All those are different sounds. So you can do whatever you want. Get the djembe, experiment, and just feel liberated. Okay, so let's go to tuning now. So there are different ways to tune the instrument depending on the design of the djembe. But on modern congas, they're just like a modern type of djembe. You tighten those screws and it stretches the skin and it tunes the djembe. On others, like this one, unfortunately you have to take it to a professional, because I mean it's complicated. But what you can do, you can put it on a heater or on something hot like a flame, or just in the sun. And then what that does is it shrinks the leather a little bit and then it stretches, right? I hope that makes sense. So tuning is also governed by the size of the djembe. So the smaller the djembe, the higher the tone. Just like on drums, the big drum is the bass drum, and then the other toms have like higher tones. So today's lesson is just gonna be the very, very basics. You just wanna try to get a good sound out of the djembe using both hands, right? For now, it does not matter where you hit, as long as wherever you're hitting is sounding nice. So we're just gonna introduce a little bit of theory. I know I said you should feel liberated, but a little bit theory will help you memorize the patterns a little bit better. So I'm gonna introduce you to rhythm slashes. We're gonna keep this as simple as possible. So whenever you see this 4-4 sign, it means you count up to 4 before you get back to 1. To start the second bar, like up 2 3 4, up 2 3 4. Almost like in a minute, you count up to 60 before you go back to 1 to start counting the second minute. It's almost a similar kind of thing there. So when you see 4 rhythm slashes, in this case, it means hit the djembe 4 times using your right hand, like this. And then let's introduce the left hand now. So when you see rhythm slashes joined together underneath, like 2 of them joined together underneath, it means right and then left. So if we have rhythm slashes like this, it's like 8 of them joined underneath, is like right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Okay, so that's the end of the lesson for today. We just want to like go to the basics. I know this is simple, it's just like right, left, but if you keep practicing that right left technique, you can keep going faster, and the faster you go, the more nicer it might eventually sound. Like for this, for example. It's almost like that snare roll. You can also do it with the djembe, but you need to like practice it a lot. So go and practice this. The other advantage of the djembe, before I go, is that you can practice it anyway. Even if you don't have a djembe, put the djembe on the side. You can still practice on your lap like this. It's still the same. You can practice it anywhere, on a tabletop, at home, in the kitchen, at work, anywhere you can practice rhythm. So I think the djembe is the best instrument to introduce rhythm to someone, because you're just using your hands, and when you internalize rhythm, you can transfer that rhythm ability to anything else that requires rhythm that you may want to learn in future. For example, strumming a guitar up and down requires rhythm, or dancing requires rhythm, or if you want to learn drums, it requires rhythm. So learn djembe and you'll be better off at anything rhythm. So that's it for today's djembe lesson. I hope you like it. We're going to do much more of these, and we're going to do more fun and complicated stuff. See you next week. Boom.